गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स, माई सेल्फ जय कुमार फॉर केमिस्ट्री। आप देख रहे हो इस वाइट बोर्ड के सामने आई हैव रिटेन क्लास 10 केमिस्ट्री 25 मार्क्स एंड syllabus. First of all, I would like to make you familiar with your syllabus of the session 2020-21. Students, in your science paper, as you know, your science paper comprises of 3 subjects: physics, chemistry and biology. Students, from chemistry there will be 25 marks, and in this 25 marks question will be of 4 types. Say MCQ type question, very short type question, short type question and long type questions. So in this 25 marks you have to prepare yourself so that you can perform well in your coming examination. Students, now I am going to talk about the syllabus of your chemistry paper. In your chemistry paper, there will be all 5 chapters. 5 chapters. I mean to say, 5 chapters we have to study in this session. In these 5 chapters, the first chapter is chemical reactions and equations. Second chapter, acids, bases and salts. Third chapter is metals and non-metals. Fourth chapter is carbon and its compounds. This will be new chapter for you. I will discuss separately about this chapter in the second term exam. And last chapter is periodic classification of elements. Very important chapter of chemistry, periodic classification of elements. At last we will study about this chapter, but it is very important. So students, these are the chapters we have to study in our syllabus. Now students, I am going to start your first chapter. First chapter, chemical reactions and equations. This is your first chapter. Students, the name of chapter is chemical reactions. First of all, I am going to talk about the reactions, chemical reactions. Do you know what is a chemical reaction? Okay, I am going to tell you. Chemical reaction is the representation of a chemical change in terms of symbols and formulae. Because in the chemical reactions, either element or compounds are involved. For elements, we use symbols, as you already have studied in class 9. Second thing, I am going to talk about this reaction. For compounds we use formula. So hereby I am going to tell you about the formula of chemical compounds. This is the most important topic here, because without formula you cannot write a chemical reaction. So formula of chemical compounds are written with help of two things. First, symbol of the atoms or elements present, and the second one is their valencies. Symbols you must remember, because you can't write chemical formula if you don't know about the symbols of the elements. Valency is also of utmost important part of writing chemical formula. For valencies, you must learn in class 9 how to calculate the valency of elements. But students, hereby I am going to talk about some specific valencies which we use for writing chemical formula. Specific in what respect? Students, you already have learned that in a chemical compound, certain atoms are present in group, and that group act as a single entity and having a net positive or negative charge. Now you can think, what are those entities known as? Can you tell me, any of you? No. Okay, I am going to tell you. Those entities which act as a single entity, single unit, and having a net positive or negative charge are known as polyatomic ions. Or you can say radicals, polyatomic radicals. They are group of atoms. For example, sulfate ion. These ions are involved in chemical compound, and they are group of atoms, SO4, and it has a net negative charge, which is 2 minus or minus 2. This 2 minus is its valency. So you can think, if you don't know this, you cannot write chemical formula. For example, suppose someone asks you to write chemical formula of calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate. Think about, in this calcium sulfate, there are two parts. One calcium and another one is sulfate. Students, you already know calcium is an element. So it is represented by its symbol, which is Ca. Now second part is sulfate part. See here, sulfate part, sulfate, which is a polyatomic ion. So it will be in the group of atoms, which is SO4. Now for writing chemical formula, the valency of calcium, as you know, is +2, and as you are looking here, valency of sulfate is 2 minus. So this 2 minus is its valency. Now as you know, in writing chemical formula, valencies are shown crisscross. So if you write this, the formula will be Ca2SO4 2. Plus minus is not shown in the chemical reaction. Or also you can think here is +2 and here is -2. So +2 and -2 cancels out, and formula of calcium sulfate becomes CaSO4. So you can think the importance of this polyatomic ion or ions. So our first topic will be polyatomic ions. So I am going to write you some polyatomic ions which can you note down in your copy and remember it well. Okay. So polyatomic ions. So note down, they are the group of atoms having a net positive or negative charge and act as a single unit in a chemical reaction. Okay, definition completed. Now note down some important polyatomic ions which we will use here for writing chemical formula. So first polyatomic ion, you write carbonate ion. Carbonate ion. Carbonate ion is written like this: CO3 to the power 2 minus. See, this power 2 minus is its valency, and it will be used whenever you are going to write chemical formula. Second one, bicarbonate ion. Bicarbonate ion. This is HCO3 to the power minus. Third one, phosphate ion. Phosphate ion, PO4 to the power 3 minus. Phosphite ion. Phosphite ion, PO3 to the power 3 minus. Next, hydroxide ion. OH to the power minus. Next, ammonium ion. Ammonium ion, NH4 to the power plus. Next, sulfate ion. Sulfate ion, SO4 to the power 2 minus. Next, sulfite ion. Sulfite ion, SO3 to the power 2 minus. Sulfite ion. Next, bisulfate ion. Bisulfate ion, HSO4 to the power minus. And next, oxychloride ion. Oxychloride ion, OCl to the power minus. These are the 10 polyatomic ions. Here I have written, note in your copy and remember it. And next, further in next class, I will tell you about the chapter. Thank you very much.